that is perfect. So we're gonna have to cut this off in Flash. So let's just save it as a ping. You want to avoid JPEGs because it will make it get artifacts on it. Anyway, I'm just gonna save it to the desktop. Start menu. Okay, and then all I do is make a new file, ActionScript 3.0, whatever, and take whatever it is, wherever it is, and drag it into Flash. Alright, so now we have our screenshot. So now what we want to do is break it apart so that we can edit the actual path of it. So we right click it and click break apart. And I'm gonna get nitpicky here and draw around this with the line tool. And it is perfectly okay to get nitpicky. So I'm going to do this, and to make it straight I'll hold down shift. I'll do it all the way. Actually, yeah, I'll do it all the way. Oh, I can't hold down shift for this. Okay. And then I'm going to press N for the line tool again. Hold down shift. And then do another line here, another line here, and another line here, and here. And then I'm going to take the press V for the arrow tool and then drag these lines out approximately. Good enough. And then I'm going to select everything that is not inside the line, delete, take that one out, delete, 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 and delete. And then delete all your lines. You can just double click and then oh man, what the heck. Gotta redo this one. Okay, that is good enough. Then we want, as you can see, there's some, it's getting really gross looking. So if you go into the settings of the start menu, properties, and then change the compression from photo JPEG to lossless, and allow smoothing. Okay, and now all that gross stuff is gone. Okay, so we can see through, or we can see the background through it, but that's okay. And this is just a practice. So now you want to break it up into pieces. As you can see, it's just a bunch of pieces. Yeah, okay. How about we just use half of it? I'm going to separate it into half, like I did in the thing. So first you take the lasso tool, and then you draw around it like that. Okay, so you see that a jagged edge is selected, so you press F8 and turn that into start menu piece 1. And this one we will call start menu piece 2. So let's not use this one and focus on this one. Okay, let's see. So I'm gonna break this apart again. And you take the lasso tool again. So I press L, and then I'm going to just draw a jagged shape right in the middle, and then press F8 to convert it to a symbol. I'll call it piece 1. So now part of it, the broken up bitmap, is a symbol and the rest isn't. So now I can just select around it, select more pieces, and convert them into symbols. So I have this selected so I can see where the boundary is. I'm just going to take the lasso tool again and make another jagged edge for the corner piece. And then I want to make sure that I deselect this. I'm going to hit V for the selection tool, and then hold down Shift, and then press that. So now I press F8, call this piece 2. Alright, so now we have 2 pieces. You can see them in the library, the 2 pieces. So now we take the rest and then just repeat. So make another jagged line, press V, deselect by holding down Shift and clicking. F8, piece 3, OK. Now I have a little bit more, so I'm going to, no, I don't like that one. I'm gonna make another piece like that. Deselect these 2. Piece 4. And then keep going. Deselect piece 5. And maybe 2 more. And piece 6. And then the last one we can just turn that into a symbol, piece 7. So now we have our beautiful 7 pieces. That is great. Okay, now all you need is an explosion. So I talked about how to make your own explosion in the other tutorial. I don't think I have time to make a new one, so I'm just going to take it from the animation and we can use it. Let's see. First I have to lock this and hide it, and then wherever it is. Okay, so here's a good example of what we're going to do. So what we have is the explosion. The explosion is on this layer down here, and then each of the pieces is on its own layer, getting classic tweened. So 4 of them are above the explosion layer, 3 of them are below, and then there's another explosion off to the side, a smaller one. So I'm going to take the explosion animation, copy it, and then paste it. So yeah. Now since it's in my library already, I'm going to delete it. So in this animation you can see that the pieces kind of start out really fast and then get slow motion. That is by making short classic tweens and then long classic tweens. So let's do that. Let's first select all, and then right click and press distribute to layers. So now everything is on its own layer. Layer 9 is this remaining piece, so we can get rid of this layer because we won't use it. And maybe I'll actually go back in here and then add it. Okay. Delete this empty layer. And now we create a bunch of frames. We drag down here, press F6 so that we create keyframes. So we have a start and an end. So we're going to make them all go out from the center. So I'm going to click and just move these out. And now we create a classic tween. See what that looks like. Alright, that looks pretty boring. So to add some spice, we're going to rotate them. So click Q and then rotate each one a little bit. You can't really see, so maybe I will change the background color to black so you can see. Alright, so now it's a little more interesting. I don't know why this one is perfectly aligned with that one. Okay. Now to add even more spice, we're going to skew them. So I'm going to go to the edge of the free transform and do that. So make sure you click Q and then you can skew your things. So it looks like they're kind of folding out. So fold and then scale down so that they don't get too long. In this one I'm going to just scale it so it looks like it's completely turning on its side. And that. And then maybe that. No. That. And then that. A lot of that. Okay. See how that looks. There we go. See, it kind of looks a little bit more three-dimensional, right? So, that looks great. Now we need our explosion. So, where did I put it? It's right here. I'm going to stick it right in between in its own layer. It's going to be huge, so I'm going to shrink it. Make it bigger. And the middle one, I want it to be on top for sure. So wherever that is, it is on the bottom, so I'm going to move that up. And actually I think I might just put this on the very bottom. Yeah, that looks better anyway. Yeah. But it would look nicer if there's something underneath it. So maybe I'll put this one underneath. And this one too. Yeah. That looks more 3D. So, to give it the fast and then slow effect, we take put a keyframe down the line here and then drag it all the way to the edge. So we are taking a long animation and making it really short while lengthening this short one, if that makes sense. So I'm going to press F6 down here, F6 down here, and drag it all the way to the beginning. And then it will look like this. Yeah. So the explosion is a little bit early. So if you want to change when the explosion happens, then you can actually go into the looping down here. It says, or it designates what the first frame is, so you can change it to like frame 10, and then it will advance a little bit faster. Starts from frame 10 instead of frame 1. Yeah. Alright, good. So I hope you guys learned something from that. Yeah, you can make your stuff explode, I guess. So if you have any more questions or if you have any requests for tutorials, I'm very open. So just send me a message through my website. And I hope you guys have fun with that. And I will see you guys later.